Hello, my name is Paige Wilson. I'm the Community Engagement and Outreach Coordinator for the John P. Holt Brentwood Library, and I'm here with Maria Hall, who is the founder of Kwanzaa Nashville, and she's here to talk about Kwanzaa with us. Hello, Maria.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
So, just to start off, can you explain to us what is Kwanzaa and how did the holiday get its start?
Sure. So, first off, Kwanzaa is an African American and a Pan African holiday celebrated by millions throughout the world African community. The holiday centers around family, community, and culture. And it was created in 1966 by a founder by the name of Malana Karenga, who's a professor of Africana Studies. He's actually still alive. And it is a 7-day cultural festival that is designed to bring community together and bring families together to recommit themselves to a value system that we will talk about as far as the principles of Kwanzaa.
So, you mentioned that it's a several day holiday. When does Kwanzaa start and does it change yearly?
Okay, so Kwanzaa is a 7-day holiday, and it begins on December the 26th, and it goes through January the 1st. And it's the same days each year. It doesn't change, but it's December 26th to January the 1st every year.
And then just to go back on some history of it, where does the word Kwanzaa come from?
Yes, so Kwanzaa is a Kiswahili term that comes out of Kiswahili meaning is called first fruits. In a lot of African cultures, there's celebrations of the first harvest and the first fruits. And so Kwanzaa, because it is an African American holiday created here in the United States, it adopted the first fruits festivities. And so it got its name from the Kiswahili term Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa has one A, but the founder decided to put an extra A on it to correlate with the 7 principles.
Okay, keep it consistent. So you had mentioned that Kwanzaa is a 7 day holiday. So how does a family celebrate Kwanzaa during those 7 days?
Traditionally, how we celebrate Kwanzaa, we do it in the form of community, in a communal setting, and we also do it in the home. And so traditionally here in Nashville, and even when I grew up, and even we always would come together as a community at a location. And I'm also the founder and director of Sankofa African Drum and Dance Company. And so each year we put on our annual concert here in Nashville with African drum and dance, and that centers around the principles of Kwanzaa. And it's a time when the community comes together to kick off the holiday, to kick off the principles. Also, vendors come out and we help and we support the artistry here in Nashville, and we support those businesses. But also in a family setting, the family will come together around the Kinara each night. They will light the Kinara, which is the candle holder with the candles, and they will meditate and reflect on each principle each day of Kwanzaa. So each day it is dedicated to one principle, and they focus on that and they talk about that, and they recommit themselves to that value system or that principle. Also, of course, with any event, it's food involved, and so we definitely always have where families come together and do a big potluck, and that's called a caramel feast, excuse me. And everyone eats and celebrates, and just, it's a time to, it's an ingathering. So we're all bonding together as family and communities, and reflecting on our greatness and our heritage of who we are, and the principles, of course.
So talking about the Kanara, what does each of the candle or the days represent?
Sure. So right here, and the Canars look different, but all of them have 7 candles that are on the Kanara. And each candle represents a different principle of Kwanzaa. And as you can see here, the colors are also symbolic with the Kwanzaa holiday as well. So we have 3 red candles, 1 black candle, and 3 green candles. So on the very first night of Kwanzaa, the very first principle is umoja. And umoja means unity. And on the very first night, families will gather around, usually children, are the individuals in the family that actually light the Kanar with the assistance of adults, but traditionally it's children that will come. They will light the very first candle, which is the black candle, and the black represents the skin of African American and African people, okay, of different complexions, but it represents the skin of our people. And then we take what's significant is once you light the unity candle symbolically lights the rest of the principles, because we believe that it takes unity of families and communities to continue to embody the other principles of Kwanzaa. So we do it in unity. So you take the unity candle, and on the second day of Kwanzaa, that is called Kujichagulia. And Kujichagulia means self-determination, okay? And self-determination is about naming yourself, defining yourself, speaking for yourself, so that you don't allow others to name you, define you, identify you, and create for you. And so you take the unity candle and you light the first red candle on the Kanar here. And then on the third night of Kwanzaa, we celebrate the principle of Ujima. And Ujima means collective work and responsibility. And when you light the Ujima candle, you're going to be lighting the inner green candle here, okay? Again, all with the Umoja candle. And Ujima speaks to making your brother's, sister's problems your problem and solving them together. And we believe that when there's injustice anywhere, it affects justice everywhere. So we feel that as a community, it's our responsibility to make sure that we're all taken care of and not just our individual selves. We don't operate as individuals, we operate in community. I am because we are, is our understanding in Kwanzaa. And then on the fourth night of Kwanzaa is where we light the middle red candle. That is Ujamaa, all right? And Ujamaa means cooperative economics. And cooperative economics centers around supporting particularly Black-owned businesses. We believe that it is important to circulate the Black dollar several times before it goes out into the community. We believe in also advocating and making sure that there's a living wage, that we give honor and value to the worker. We believe in also creating an economic platform for ourselves that help make sure that we are able to define what we want, because we are creating the dollar for ourselves and not always having to be receiving and going someone else's agenda. So that's about supporting and circulating that dollar in the community and building economic strength. And then on the fifth night of Kwanzaa is the principle of Nia, and that's when you light the middle green candle. And Nia is Kiswahili for the word purpose. And purpose, as many, we throw that term around a lot, but in the context of Kwanzaa, purpose, because Kwanzaa and just African tradition is a communal experience, we believe that you're just not living in purpose for yourself. Like, oh, I found my purpose. That we believe your purpose is connected to a social communal purpose. And so how are you utilizing, I'm an attorney by profession, so Kwanzaa would say, how are you using your legal degree, Maria, to empower your community, to make your community better? So there is a communal connection with your purpose in life, and it's just not about pleasing yourself, okay? So that's Nia. And then on the sixth day of Kwanzaa, I have to keep up with it, we light the red candle, and that is the principle of Kuumba. All right. And Kuumba is creativity. And even with creativity, it's layered in its meaning within Kwanzaa. It's just not about being an artist or, being a singer or a dancer. Creativity is about making your community better than it was before you inherited it. How can you utilize your gifts? How can you make sure that you are leaving the next generation with something more beautiful than you inherited it? So that's Kuumba, creativity. And then on the final night or final day of Kwanzaa, which is the lighting of the green candle here, that is Imani. And Imani means faith. faith in our future, faith in our children, faith in our leaders, faith in our community. Always having hope, even in moments where we seem like there's some setbacks in life. Imani speaks to never giving up, never believing in good, even when evil is constantly around us, but always believing and giving people the benefit of doubt, knowing that good is within all of us. And so those are the 7 principles and the candles on how they would, in the order by which they would be lit during the holiday of Kwanzaa. And so, of course, you would use the same candles that you have. And so by the time you get to the 7th day of Kwanzaa, usually your candles look a little different heights, but that's the beauty in the process of the candle lighting. So I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely. Thank you. Did you have anything else you wanted to share with us about Kwanzaa or celebrating Kwanzaa?
Sure. Yeah. So Kwanzaa, the biggest question that I always get is Kwanzaa just for African Americans? And I tell people, no, it's Kwanzaa is based in African traditions and African American people. It was created for us, but all the principles are very universal. It's a communal value system, and so yes, everyone is welcome to participate in Kwanzaa, to practice Kwanzaa, to incorporate those principles in their life. And if anybody, because I am with Kwanzaa Nashville, I would like to share, if anyone is interested in knowing and learning more about Kwanzaa, you can visit Kwanzaa Nashville website page, which is kwanzaanashville.com. We have 7 events that will be happening this year virtually. So you can literally experience Kwanzaa from your bedroom, on your couch, screen it and stream it to your TVs. If you want to, and there'll be different programming starting from a film that will be displayed this year about Kwanzaa, in addition to, if you've never practiced Kwanzaa or celebrated Kwanzaa, what the symbols mean, how to do it, and different cultural experiences that deal with the issues that the African American community faces and how Kwanzaa can inform us as we move forward. So definitely visit our website. Also, we're on Facebook and Instagram, Kwanzaa Nashville. And there's also an official Kwanzaa page that you can go on to. That's the officialkwanzaa.org page if you want to know more information from the actual founders of Kwanzaa.
Wonderful. Awesome. Well, Maria, thank you for stopping by and sharing information with us about Kwanzaa and how to celebrate Kwanzaa.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.